Well, hello there, Leo. I'm going to do a reading today for 2023. I hope you've all had a really lovely 2022. It's been a challenging one, I think, for all of us. And I hope that 2023 provides some relief. It should be an opportunity for us to find some new inspiration in our lives and to do things maybe differently than we've done before. There's going to be a big transit of Saturn into Pisces from Aquarius. And that's going to be a big moment in March where we can make some new space for ourselves and do things different. So let's see what's going on. Ooh, there we go. So I wanted to pick one card from this deck. And this is my oldest deck. I've had this for 3-4 years now. And these are well-worn cards, and this is how I learned tarot. I learned tarot off these cards, so they mean a lot to me. And you picked the Queen of Cups, and this is a very watery card. For a fire sign, this is going to be challenging energy for you because fire and water don't mix, right? Like, in order for fire and water to mix, you have to use some sort of alchemy. But I think that if you have any water in your chart, like if your rising sign or your moon sign is water, then this will hit really well for you. But if you don't, then it's going to be, the Queen of Cups is your intuition. It's really sitting into those feminine, maternal instincts that we have. Definitely relying on our intuition to make decisions and reading people using our intuition, reading the room. So for you, Leo, I feel like you're going to be in a really good place to read the room, to feel people out, to feel yourself out. And I think that's a nice place for a fire sign to be, when you can really sit in your emotions and use them as a guidance system rather than something that works against you, right? Constantly challenging your intuition, right? Which comes from fear-based thoughts. It's not going to go well, right? So I think for you, sitting in this energy, this Queen of Cups energy, that's the key for you, Leo, this year. So let's see what else is going on for you. I'm going to pick up some tarot cards at the moment. I'm going to pick 3 different rows. I'm doing something a little different than I've done before. The first row is going to be the past. The middle row is going to be the present, where you're at right now. And then in the third row, instead of it just being from the future or the future projection of the year, this is going to be messages from your future self. So if you went into a little time machine and were able to talk to yourself a year from now, what advice would your future self have for you? All right. So let's give these a couple more good shuffles. All right. Leo, Leo, Leo. Here we go. So in the first row in your past, you have the 9 of Swords, you have the 5 of Cups, and you have the Strength card. So the Strength is your energy, Leo. It's very much being able to tame the lion within ourselves. So our ego, right? It's what we project out into the world. It's the image of ourselves that we project out into the world. And I think when we're not really aligned with ourselves, the image that we put out into the world can be very fake. And the way that we feel about ourselves can be very fake. It won't be the real image that we have of ourselves. So taming our inner lion, right, is so important. Taming that beast inside of us that just wants to, it's so important to do that, right? So what I'm seeing here is that since this Strength card is on the bottom and you have the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Swords, these are both challenging cards, right? This is the card of your fears and the card of your inner saboteur. And it sounds like, since the Strength card is on the bottom here, that you're able to look at this right now, or over the past year you've been really looking at your dark parts. You've been looking at the way you talk to yourself, and you're thinking, is this really aligned with me? Is this really, do I really need to think this way? Because this is, when you're thinking from a fear-based place, all of your thoughts, right, are going to be negative. And when all your thoughts are negative about yourself, you're just going to crumple, right? You're not going to be able to really exist. So if you've taken time to do that this year, I think that's a really good thing, to look at your inner saboteur and to see it just as that, your own saboteur. You're sabotaging yourself. So this is the Five of Cups. I struggle with this card. This energy is tough. It's Scorpio energy is tough for all people, but this is also Mars, and so it's card of action. And you know, we need to take action on our emotions is kind of what this card is saying, and kind of like pushing emotions away that no longer serve us, accepting emotions that do serve us, and having the strength to see the good things and not just the bad. And it sounds like maybe in the past you've been focusing on a lot of the bad rather than the good. All right, so let's see what's going on for you right now. Let's see if you're able to make some progression from, you know, the Five of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So next you have the Knight of Cups, or Knight of Coins, excuse me. Then you have the Ace of Coins, and then you have the Seven of Wands. So you've definitely been doing some work on yourself. You've been seeing that you have some dark parts, that you have an inner saboteur, that it's real. You've seen that you need to move on from those emotions that no longer serve you. You need to you're really needing to like tap into your inner self and your inner child. And if you've been able to do that, then right now, I think that you're in this point where you're moving forward on something. The Knight of Coins is about slow movement. This is a card of Taurus. It's also a card of Aries, and it's, you know, it's slow. It's like wanting to rush, but needing to go slow. You really need this Knight of Pentacles. It's very slow energy. It's slow movement. It's the slowest of all the knights, right? And this knight, they're always going to succeed this night. They're always going to succeed at their goal, but they're going to be moving very, very slow at it. The next card, this card in the smack of the middle of the reading, is the Ace of Coins. And the Ace of Coins is that new idea that you have, this new idea that you're trying to make a reality. And I'm not sure what this is for you. It could be a project. It could be a new house. It could be I'm getting a lot of different things. It could be a new job. It could be just like a new way of doing things, a new way of acting in the world, it's a new venture. It's a new venture. And it's the Knight of Coins has this ace here on his back, and he's moving forward with it. So it sounds like you're moving forward with some newness, something new here. And if it's a profession, right, you're hitting up against the Seven of Wands, and this is your card. It's Leo and Mars, and so you're like almost protecting yourself here. Like Leo represents kind of like your ego, yourself. It represents like what you put out into the world, right? And Mars represents action, and so you're having to protect whatever this Ace of Coins is. Now, you could be protecting it because people want to take it, or you could be protecting it because people are trying to poo-poo your idea. People are saying, you can't make that work. What are you thinking? Waste of time. Like, you're killing yourself for nothing. And the Seven of Wands is like, no, you know what you're doing here. And you're going to have people that don't see the vision like you see it, because you know this is going to take a while and it's going to be slow. But you have to you have to trust yourself. And I think the Seven is like, it's that needing to trust your inner vision and to keep, so that you can move it forward and keep moving it forward. So I hope, Leo, that you're able to protect yourself. Let's see what the next cards are. Let's see what the message from your super self, your future self are. So you have the Two of Wands. You have the Five of Coins. So another five. And I'm going to explain this other five to you. I see. Okay. So the second five, the Five of Coins, it's going to tie into this Five of Cups a little bit. It's in the same row. And it's also tied into the Ace of Coins. And you're feeling like, am I good enough to make this all work out? Do I have what it takes to have this, to have whatever this new project is, this new venture in your life? You're struggling a little bit to feel like you're good enough. And you are. You definitely are. But you might need to ask for a little help. You're not going to be able to do this all alone. And I don't want you to be discouraged about that, because you have the Empress here, which means that no matter what happens, no matter what the result is you're going to be falling into this Empress energy, which is abundance. You're going from having enough or not having enough to having enough, right? And I think this is all going to be due to the fact that you're making a decision. And this Two of Wands represents a decision that you've made. This is an Aries card, and it's your fellow fire sign. And this is a sign of Mars again. And you are really going to need to take some action here. And the Knight of Cups, or the Knight of Coins, is the one driving it. And the Knight of Coins is probably you. And they have their idea. They have this Ace of Coins, and they're protecting this idea. And now your future self is saying, you're going to have to push this idea forward, and you're going to have to go through one of these doors. You're going to have to make a choice. But I think what this is saying, although you may feel like it's the wrong choice, it's going to be the right choice, because you have the Empress here. I want to see what's on the bottom of this deck. So you have the Devil, and this is what is related to your the Five of Coins. And I really feel this is Capricorn energy, so it can be, there can be some negativity, some shadowy things that you need to look at. And these shadowy things are going to be your feelings of not having enough or not being enough. Because let me tell you, you are enough, Leo. You definitely are. You have the Empress here. It means that you are enough. You deserve whatever is coming to you based on this adventure that you're going on. You just can't sit, you can look at the Devil, but you can't stare at it, right? And so I think as you get this project moving, as you start pushing it forward, you're going to be hitting up this Devil Five of Coins energy, this feeling of not being enough. But that's just you saying that to yourself. So you have to be really careful of that. I'm going to get, I want to pick a couple more cards. I feel like just two more. This is After Tarot. That's what this deck is. It basically shows like the moment after like this, right? If the Queen of Cups is sitting in the chair in this picture, then in the next moment, the After Tarot will show what she's doing after this. So I really want to see, I kind of just want to clarify the Devil a little bit, is actually what I want to do. And I'm going to pick two cards for the Devil. Okay. Two cards of the Devil, please. And it's actually two cards for this Two of Wands as well, because I think that you have a choice. So look at the light or the dark is my guess. And the card on the side of the light is the Hangman, right? And the card on the side of the dark is the World. So you feel like this is the dark card, right? So you're afraid that you're not enough. The World represents being enough, sitting in your true self, completion, right? And the Hangman is where you are now. And that's feeling like you need a perspective shift. You need to shift out of this Five of Coins energy, okay? You need to sit. This is the card of Neptune, right? And your Neptune represents kind of like your unconscious. It represents, I just burned my singe some hair off my elbow. That smells really good. You really need to sit into this Neptune energy, and you're going to find a lot of answers after you do that. And you're going to progress really quickly. You're going to feel this world card fairly quickly, and you're going to drop right into that Empress mode. As soon as you address this devil, you just got to look at it. You got to give it a look and move on. Move on to the next thing, because this is going to, if you don't take a moment here to look at the devil, you're not going to progress to the world. It's that simple. I know that you can do it, Leo. You have all these skills here to do it, but it's going to be a little challenging. I think that you're going to have a lot of help though this year, with the astrology being what it is. So Leo, I really hope this reading means something to you. It means a lot to me to do this for you. I really hope that you have a good 2023, and please like or subscribe to help me grow the channel. Thanks, Leo.